Today's video is all about the 5 pillars of a Pinterest marketing strategy. And I wanted to create this video because a lot of people are coming to me saying, hey, what are the things that I need to actually make Pinterest work for me? Now, in 2021, we have, in the last 5 years, really strayed away from a lot of the fast traffic tricks that you will see and learn about on YouTube from other creators. And it really all comes down to these 5 pillars. It's really 5 pillars plus a bonus pillars, like 6, of what makes a Pinterest marketing strategy effective. And this video today is going to give you those pillars so you know what you need to be working on in your Pinterest marketing strategy. Now, I'm not going to go into detail on every single pillar because I have other content related to those pillars on the channel. So I will make sure to try and link them in the video notes below. Now, forgive me if I don't link them in the notes below. I do always link the playlists where those videos live. But sometimes it's hard for me managing my time and everything else going on within the channel and my agency, trying to remember exactly every single thing that I said in my video that I would link. So please forgive me if I forget something. But if this is interesting to you and you want to know what the 5 plus the bonus pillar is for your Pinterest marketing strategy in 2021, what you really need to be focusing on and nothing else, this is like the things, then stick around and let's just talk about it. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Heather Ferris and I run this Pinterest marketing channel, and I have a Pinterest agency where we help creators get more traffic and sales to their offers using Pinterest. Now, as a result of that, I have grown a pretty successful business, and now I'm growing this little channel talking about Pinterest and content marketing and offers and things like that. So if you're new here and those things interest you, then stick around because I have lots more to offer. Now let's just dive right in. So we're going to start with the beginning. So this isn't even like a Pinterest thing. This first tip, or the first thing that you should be focusing on, is really your products or your content. You have to have a solid content foundation in place. Now, if you're e-commerce and you're watching this, I'm not talking to you as in you have to have a blog to make this work. So if you're e-commerce, what I mean by this is you actually need a foundation of products, which is your content, in order to promote on Pinterest. So if you're a content creator, your content foundation and your content marketing plan is literally whatever content you're creating, whether it's YouTube videos or blog posts or long form content in other places. I don't know really where those would be, but that is what you need. You have to have a content foundation in place for Pinterest to work for you. Now, this is going to kind of roll right into the other foundation that you really need, which is your Pinterest account. It has to be optimized, and it really has to be well-rounded for your niche and who you are targeting. If you are being really broad, or you're not being very defined in your keyword strategy, or you're being really broad in your keyword strategy and you're not narrowing in on that, then you're going to have a really hard time finding your people on Pinterest. Your keyword strategy, which is the next pillar of a Pinterest strategy, so this is technically tip number 2, if you don't count the bonus, is your keyword strategy. You have to have a keyword strategy in place, or Pinterest is not going to work for you. It's just not going to. If you don't know how to find your people on Pinterest, go and reference my keyword video on the channel. I published it last fall, so go reference that video if you need to figure out how to find keywords in this current day and time with the little bubbles missing across the search bar, because most all of the bubbles across all searches are now not present. I think I found them in one search recently. So you really have to have that keyword strategy in place, or it's not going to work for you. Now, the third pillar of your Pinterest strategy is your image strategy. Now, an image strategy takes into consideration the imagery that your audience is attracted to, as well as the keywords that you're trying to target with that audience. So there's a bit of psychology that comes in with that. What are they going to click on? What calls to action am I going to use on my pins, on my text overlay? Am I going to use a text overlay? Am I not? What are those things for your business? Not everyone's image strategy on Pinterest is going to be the same, and I'm going to implore you, I'm going to challenge you to not just try to recreate exactly what everyone else is recreating on the platform. That is why when you do certain searches on Pinterest, every single pin in that search looks exactly the same. Because like in my industry, I've talked about this before, my struggle to actually get my Pinterest marketing content to rank on Pinterest. It's so meta, but I struggle with that because every single other Pinterest creator or blogger that's creating Pinterest content, they're just looking to make a quick buck on affiliate products. They are all using the same image strategy, and they're all using the same like ugly stock photos with flowers and coffee and cookies. Like, no, it's hideous. And that's just my opinion, and I reserve my opinion for whoever wants to listen to it. But at the end of the day, you need an image strategy, and you need to try and stand out against the crowd. That is also going to include using story pins and using video pins and using carousels, using all of the other media options available to you on Pinterest. Stand out against the crowd, do your searches and see what comes up, and do the opposite. Test different things. Do not go with the flow if you're picking up what I'm putting down, okay? Now, tip number 4, or pillar number 4 to a Pinterest strategy is your automation. I don't care how you do it, but you have to do it. Do you want to use Buffer? Do you want to use Planoly or Later or Tailwind? It doesn't matter to me how you do it. It doesn't matter if you do it manually or if you use the native scheduler. You need to be scheduling your pins out. It doesn't matter if you're publishing 5 pins a day or 50 pins a day. Schedule them out. You have to have an automation tool of some sort, whether that automation tool is you just going in every day and doing it manually or an actual tool. I don't really care, but you need an automation strategy to actually publish your content to the platform. Tip or pillar, technically, pillar number 5 is your analytics. You have to read them. We are no longer in a situation where we can just put pins on the platform and hope and pray that they hit and they go viral and people click on them and share them and love them and buy all of your stuff. It doesn't work that way anymore. Unfortunately, this is not 2010 to 2016. Like 2010, 2016, those were golden years. You could put your content on the platform and it would go bonkers. I came in on that wave. From 2016 to 2017, everything I published on Pinterest for my mom blog skyrocketed. I got tons of page views from that. But it quickly changed late 2017 into 2018 when Pinterest came around and said, oh, by the way, hey, we want fresh content. You gotta read your analytics, friend. You have to read them. And if you have trouble reading your analytics, then I have content all around it. I have a video teaching you the things that you need to look for in your analytics. I have a blog post that talks about it. If you want to go deeper and you want to actually see how I compile and read analytics for clients, I sell a product all around it. I have a Pinterest course that will go in depth. Pin Profit Plan Pinterest course. You can find the link in the description. It's my full Pinterest course. It's my strategy that we implement in the agency for clients, except with the DIY spin on it, because a lot of the DIY stuff we don't actually implement for clients much anymore because we go right for the jugular in the agency. You have to read your analytics. That's really what it comes down to, and I just don't think there's any way around it anymore. And if analytics scare you, then sit with that for a little bit, but you have to buckle up and you gotta do it. Those are the pillars of a Pinterest strategy. This video is really just to detail those pillars for you and let you know what those are, and then you can go and consume whatever other content you need to in order to make sense of those pillars. I'm going to have a Pillars of Pinterest Strategy playlist when this is all done. It's probably actually just going to go on my Pinterest for Beginners playlist, and it's going to be just like this video and then every other video in order under it. So that's it for this week's video. I want you to think about these pillars and how they fit into your business, and leave me a comment down below if you're struggling with any one of them. Maybe I can help, maybe I can't, maybe I point you towards a product, maybe I point you towards a call. I don't really know what the solution is going to be for you, but I do know that we really just need to get tighter on the things that we're doing on the platform and only focus on the important pieces of the strategy. If you can't do story pins right now, or you can't do video pins right now, then don't. But you have to be putting out fresh content, and you have to be putting out new content, and you have to focus on these pillars. The most important ones being your optimized Pinterest profile, your keyword strategy, and your image strategy, followed up really closely by reading those analytics once a month. So that's it for this week. If you are interested in watching any of my other Pinterest for beginners or Pinterest marketing videos, head on over to our playlist over there and just consume what you need. Take what you need and leave the rest, as my friend Jana says. So I will see you next time, friends.